Why? Why not?
What could possibly go wrong, right? We took a failed businessman, reality TV show host, and made him the president of the United States. Not just one time, but a second time. That guy took someone off of Fox News and made them the Secretary of Defense. His first move in that position of Secretary of Defense was to change the name of the department from the Department of Defense to the Department of War. And the reason he did this is because he wanted to sound cool and call himself the Secretary of War. This is something my cousins and I might do when we were 10 years old. We would go, I don't want to be the Secretary of Defense. I'm going to be the Secretary of War. What could possibly go wrong? So the guy who said no new wars during pretty much every one of his speeches leading up to the election brought someone in who wanted to be called the Secretary of War, who changed the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. And people actually thought there was no way we would be going to war. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is how fragile and weak these people are. It's how easily triggered these people are. Like when you watch Pete Hegseth or Donald Trump answer questions from the media, logical questions, questions that they should expect the media to ask them, they absolutely lose it. When I watch Pete Hegseth answer these questions, it's like I'm watching a child get upset about the dumbest stuff. And honestly, when I listen to him answer these questions, I have to wonder what his wife has to deal with. And actually, you barely have to wonder. If you look back at his history, you know, coming into all of this, there were pretty serious allegations of this guy sexually assaulting someone. By the way he reacts to normal questions from female media, members of the media, you can't convince me this guy doesn't put his hands on his wife.
Chairman Kane as well. I understand to your point here that you don't want to broadcast everything for our adversaries to hear, but the American people also want to know what they're sending their men and women to war for. Is there a concern of this spiraling into a longer war? And then one for the chairman when you're done.
Did you not hear my remarks?
Did you not hear me say I wanted milk in my coffee? This dude more than likely abuses his wife and kids. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. She asked a logical question. The American people want to know, especially the parents of the members of the military. They want to make sure that this is not just going to turn into another long-lasting war. I like how he acts like he's explained this to people. I like how he actually even says in this next segment that we have plans in place. This is not going to be a long-term war like the other administrations did. But we're not going to sit here and lay it out for you. So yeah, that means her question is valid. You haven't told us. You haven't assured anyone that this is not going to turn into another long drawn-out war.
I mean, we're ensuring the mission gets accomplished, but we are very clear-eyed, as the president has been, unlike other presidents, about the foolish policies of the past that recklessly pulled us in to things that were not tethered to actual clear objectives. So we know. We have plans, we have generals, we have chairmen, we have commanders, CENTCOM commanders, Admiral Cooper, who's executing very deliberately to ensure outcomes that I laid out are accomplished. But we would never, in front of a press pool, lay out how long that may take. The mission for our warfighters, which is what matters to us, is very, very clear. And they're executing it right now violently.
He said the foolish policies of the past that recklessly pulled us into war that weren't tethered to clear objectives. Then he goes on to tell us, we have objectives, but we're not going to tell you guys what those are. And let's not forget, we were recklessly pulled into this war because according to the president and Marco Rubio, we thought Iran might strike us because we knew Israel was going to strike them. And it's good to know that we have generals and commanders, because no other military in the history of this country has had generals and commanders, I guess. Why are these people so unprepared for the most basic ass questions? And then he calls them war fighters because he thinks that in some way is inspiring to them. This administration has the competence level of trolls online who read memes and think they're educated. Pete Hegseth thinks that saying words like warrior ethos and lethality get soldiers all pumped up and ready to go. And it's because he doesn't actually care about them. So when you watch this video of him addressing the military and using these terms that he thinks are tough terms, it is the most uninspiring speeches you'll ever hear.
This is your moment. This is the generational turning point America has waited for since 1979, and since the rudderless wars of hubris my generation, our generation, endured. Don't listen to the noise. Just stay focused. Our commander-in-chief is steady at the wheel. We face a determined enemy, but you are better. But we must prove it every single day. History doesn't care if we're tired, if we're scared, or if the fight feels big. It demands warriors who rise anyway. Peace through strength, the warrior ethos, lethality, unity of purpose, those are not slogans.
They're exactly that. They are nothing but words that you want to say on television so that people think you're tough. And he starts this with, this is your moment. This is the moment Americans have been waiting for since 1979. The kids you're sending to war, the ones you don't care about, they know nothing about 1979. They were born in 2007 and 2008. No one has been waiting for this since 1979. If this was so important, you guys always talk about how they're always screaming death to America. If this was so important, why didn't Donald Trump do it in his first term? If this was so important, why didn't he say these things during his stump speeches? Why didn't he say, we're going after these countries who have chanted death to America? Because you're lying. Because you're making this up as you go along, and no one, absolutely no one is fooled by this, and none of these soldiers are inspired by this horrible ass speech. This dude is really telling a bunch of children, a bunch of 18, just not children, but new adults, that they're going to war because of words that were said, things that were happening in 1979. And he thinks this is something that convinces us this should be good. Don't listen to the noise, though. Know that the president is steady at the wheel. Dude, you don't even believe that. You do not believe that Donald Trump is steady at the wheel. You're just happy you got a job that you are grossly unqualified for.
They're the beating heart of what it means to wear the uniform, that uniform. You think clearly under fire, you act decisively in chaos, you uphold the Constitution, and you uphold our country without hesitation. We are not defenders anymore. We are warriors.
Oh my God, dude, you're not either of those things. You're not a defender, you're not a warrior. And just because you say words like, we're no longer defenders, we're now warriors, doesn't make you sound tough. It just makes you sound stupid. Like, all these years that we've had other secretaries of defense who had spent their entire careers in the military, they had already led so many different military fighters. They never needed to say tough words like, we're no longer defenders, we're warriors. Like, it's obvious you're just cosplaying up there. It's obvious you have not even thought about the gravity of the decisions that you're making. And I just want to be clear that I have no doubt that our brave men and women are going to take care of business, put in the position that they shouldn't ever be put into. But this speech is just, only someone in a Trump administration would make a speech like this. Only someone in a Trump administration would write these words, would probably have like ChatGPT write a speech like this and think that you're doing something. It's the beating heart. wearing that uniform. Like, no one is inspired by this shit. Everyone just wants to know, why are we doing this and how long are we going to be occupying this nation? How many deaths are we going to have to endure because of these badass decisions? The American people don't need you to give these dumbass speeches to make you sound tough or think we need to be inspired. This is not a movie. You're not Will Smith. You're like, what are you doing?
Trained to kill the enemy and break their will. History is watching. Be the force you swore an oath to be. Focused, disciplined, lethal, and unbreakable. We will finish this on America First conditions of President Trump's choosing. Nobody else's, as it should be. And know this above all, President Trump and I have your back, always. Through fire, through criticism, through fake news, through everything. We unleash you because you are the best, most powerful, most lethal fighting force the world has ever seen. May Almighty God watch over you and his providential arms of protection extend over you. Godspeed, warriors, and keep going.
I'm sure the line about in fake news really pumped them up. This is embarrassing. Like, Pete Hegseth wants to be an action movie hero so damn bad. And I didn't add the music to that. Like, that was posted by Pete Hegseth. They think this is inspiring. They think this is going to get America to back this absolutely illegitimate, illegal, pathetic war. I'm telling you, I watch this stuff every day, and sometimes I think, what is going on? What is wrong with us? Like, what? We are so damn embarrassing. We're so embarrassing. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. You guys, please like the video, share the video, send me some comments. What do you guys think? What do you think of the video? What do you think of this speech? Am I wrong? I mean, does Pete Hegseth sound like he just wants to be an action hero of some kind? Is this as pathetic to you as it is to me? As always, please subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers, and I really do appreciate you guys. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.